live from the Currituck Extension. Good morning. Welcome to the live from Currituck Extension. My name is Sheila Gregory, and I am the Currituck County Family Consumer Science Program Assistant. As the FCSPA, I provide research-based information to the community in the areas of food, nutrition, and Medicare. On today's episode of Live from Currituck Extension, we are going to cover making no yeast pizza dough. Before we begin, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notification that will let you know when we post new videos or go live. If you have any questions during our class, type them in the chat and we will answer them as we go. If you're watching a recording of this class and you have questions, email us or call us. Our information can be found in the description below. So let's get started. Who ever imagined that there would be a shortage for some yeast? Well, COVID-19 has brought this to our attention. Once the quarantine started, people started stockpiling some key ingredients, causing deep shortage of pantry staples and making absence of flour, toilet paper, paper towels, and different wipe and disinfectant wipes. That's right, folks. Now we're staring down the barrel of a serious yeast shortage. Families are having to spend more time at home, so that's making everyone put their baking skills to work. Until supplies of dry yeast are available, homemakers are having to be a little more creative with recipes calls for yeast. The good news in all of this is that you can still make your family some delicious no yeast pizza dough. In this recipe, I use baking powder as a yeast substitution. Yes, I did. Baking powder can be used as a yeast substitution in a recipe. You can use it in a cake, pizza dough, cupcakes, pancakes, and muffins. So let me explain to you the difference between baking powder and yeast. When using baking powder, when you add it to a recipe, it will release the carbon dioxide gas through the dough, causing the food to puff up. The yeast feeds on sugar in the flour, and it releases the carbon dioxide in the process, which then causes the food to rise. Well, remember, I could not find any yeast, so I had to substitute something else. So let's talk about some other basic emergency substitution that's found in your kitchen. So I'm cooking something and I need some allspice and I ran out. So I could substitute a half a teaspoon each of cinnamon and ground cloves. Baking powder, you need 1/4 teaspoon of baking soda and a 1/2 teaspoon of cream of tartar. So I need some cornstarch for a thickener. I don't have any cornstarch. I can substitute 2 tablespoons of flour. My recipe calls for self-rising flour. I can use 1 cup of all-purpose flour, a 1/2 teaspoon of baking powder, and a 1/2 teaspoon of salt. That'll give you 1 cup for. My recipe calls for buttermilk. So I would have 1 teaspoon of vinegar or lemon juice, plus enough milk to make 1 cup. Those are just a few of the substitutions that I can use. Now, let's take a few minutes to watch the makings of the no yeast pizza crust. As you can see, this recipe Only calls for 5 ingredients. Well, how did you like that video? This is a recipe that you, your children, or your grandchildren can use together. As you see in this video, my 3-year-old granddaughter, her name is London, she loves cooking, and this is something that we do together. She loves to be cooking. Well, that's all for today's episode of Live from the Currituck Extension. But if you have any questions, we will finish answering those now. If you have any questions, put them in the chat box. Well, I don't see any questions, so if not, make sure to subscribe to our channel and click the bell to receive notification. Click the description below for the link from our classes or our media site or our evaluation for today's class. This evaluation helps us to improve our classes, and we will use your suggestions to create future contents. Tomorrow's class will be Victory Garden by Billy Carter, our 4-HPA. Thank you. Bye-bye.